Bonjour! Welcome to another episode of Cuisine de Michel. I'm Michelle. So as you can see, I'm without my cameraman at the moment, so it's going to be just the one scene like this for now. Whenever he comes back, if it's during this episode, then we'll switch off to that. Anyway, I'm going to be trying out a recipe I haven't tried before. This is for creamy gnocchi with a tomato sauce. So let's look at what we need to make this recipe. We need some Italian sausage. Now I didn't realize I had actually picked up hot. That just means it's going to have a little bit of spice to it, but I think with the creaminess that actually will turn out great. So you could use mild. And then 4 cloves of garlic. White wine, dry white wine, I should specify. I'm not going to use this whole can, but crushed tomatoes, some whipping cream, gnocchi, Parmesan cheese, basil, and then salt and pepper. So let's get started. And guess what? My cameraman is back, so here we go. Here to get started, we have in the skillet, this is 1 pound of the hot Italian sausage, but again, you could use mild instead. We're gonna cook that over like medium to medium high, and I'm gonna break it up once it starts to cook a little bit more, but I'm gonna break it up into crumbles with this, and we'll cook that until it's cooked all the way through. All right, next step is going to be adding in, this is 4 cloves of garlic that we've kind of chopped or minced up here. We're gonna stir that around in there and let that cook for about a minute. Just where it starts to kind of get fragrant. All right, next step is going to be putting in 1/3 cup of the dry white wine. And we're gonna let that cook for just another minute. Next, I'm gonna put in about half of this can, so about 14 ounces of the diced tomatoes. Crushed tomatoes. I didn't have a smaller can of them available. So I'm just kind of guessing here about, okay, that might be a little more than, but whatever. And then we're also gonna be adding in the 1 cup of cream. Get all that out of there. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a stir to get that kind of combined, not looking so strange for a second. All right, and then we're gonna add in, this is a 1 pound package of potato gnocchi. All right, we're gonna get that stirred in. And then we're gonna let this start bubbling. Once it starts getting, it doesn't have to be like a rolling boil or anything, but just once it starts bubbling, then we're going to adjust the heat a little bit and put a lid on it and let it cook for about 5 minutes. All right, well, now that we've cooked this for 5 minutes, we're going to be putting in a 1/2 cup of freshly grated Parmesan and a handful of some torn basil. So I'm just gonna kind of tear it up by hand here. I already kind of tore it up before. Let's see how that is. I've got a little bit more just in case I don't think that's enough. I could definitely use more, I think, just a bit more. see right now. There we go. Yeah, that's looking right. And then we're going to season it with some salt and pepper. Need a ton of pepper since we've got the hot sausage in there already. And then we're going to plate this up. I'll see you at final plating. And here we are at final plating, and it smells very, very good. I'm very excited to try this, so let's see how it is. I did put a little bit of extra parm on top too, FYI. Oh yeah, that's great. Very, very great. Oh, there comes the heat from the sausage. Woo! Anyway, it's really great. I think you should totally give it a try. And thank you for joining me for another episode of Cuisine Michelle. Be sure to give this video a like, please, 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 and give us a subscribe as well if you haven't already. And we'll see you next time. Au revoir!